Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. As the thumbnail suggests, we are going to be transforming this giant gummy sweet into a resin snake. Now, if you were with me in the summer, you would have seen I made a silicone mold using a giant crocodile gummy and I saved the snake. I showed you the snake, but I told you I would be doing this for Halloween and oh my goodness me. You know we moved house, so when I found it in the box, I was like, you are getting done this year. Okay, first things first, we need to make a silicone mold housing for our gummy snake. And I'm using the Let's Resin mold housing. Now, I'm going to ask you guys to do something I never ask. And that is, if you like my content and you have not yet subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. It is free. You will enjoy it here. Or I'll refund you. Anyway, if you haven't yet subscribed, hit that button, guys. It would really, really help me out. Thank you. The Let's Resin mold housing kit is so easy to assemble. You simply use the bulldog clips that are provided in the kit. Now, I do have two kits, so I'm able to double up on the bulldog clips, but it's not necessarily necessary, you know? And then you use the double-sided tape that is provided and you lay it down onto your surface. It could be whatever you're using. I have been using like a Cricut machine generic transfer tape and it has been working like a dream, but I can't find it right now because, as you know, we moved house. I am now using sticky back plastic. I think some people call it contact paper or contact plastic that you used to wrap your books in it like way back. The only reason I don't like using this is because for me, it usually leaves a very, very mild sticky residue on the surface of the silicone. But I don't know. I'm hoping at this point, 2024, it's not going to do that for me. I don't know why. I think a miracle might happen. But we shall see what it's like at the end. Now, I've got my mold housing kit. I've used the double-sided sticky tape. I've placed it down onto my contact paper. We're going to call it contact paper. And I'm placing my snake down. Now, easier said than done. It took me a few attempts to get it in the position that I was happy with. Now, I'm using the Let's Resin silicone rubber. I am a Let's Resin silicone rubber ambassador. So again, if you want to get your hands on any of the Let's Resin silicone rubber, details below. Like, it's so easy to use. If you guys have been with me a while, you'll know I use this all the time. It's so easy because it's 1-to-1 by volumes. Mix for 5 minutes and you can colour it with your own mica. Now, I had gaps, so I just added in a couple of pieces that I had laying to one side. That's purely to save on silicone. I already felt like there was a lot of extra space here. And if I had the time, I really would have gone through all of my craft supplies to find things that could fit into each of those gaps. And then you've got lots and lots of molds in one. But yeah, time wasn't on my side. So I've mixed the silicone for 5 minutes. I've put in some purple mica powder. Now I'm pouring my silicone from quite high up. I'm about 2 foot off of the desk. This is going to blow out any air bubbles. And I soon realized I did not have enough silicone at all. The head of the snake is higher than the rest of the body. Of course it is, Claire. Why wouldn't you think that? But yeah, it didn't dawn on me at the time. I've added in some more silicone and I just added in some Resin Pro Neon powder. And I absolutely love this color combination, that bright pink against the purple. I didn't expect to be able to see it on the other side, but we actually can, which is super cool. I've removed all of the bulldog clips and now it's just a case of dismantling it. There's no neat way of doing this. Honestly, just get it out. Just get it out. Peeling the back off is sometimes easier. The whole frame will at this point just collapse. And that's absolutely fine. Just take it all off. It comes away like a dream from the mold housing. However, we did get quite a lot of spill off. We got more not spill off, seepage. I just don't like that word. We got a lot more on the snake than we did on the crocodile back in the summer. The snake is thinner, lighter, and I guess wasn't as pressed down as it should have been. Now I'm using these nail cuticle removers that I got from Amazon. I will link them below. They work an absolute dream with silicone, just to get rid of your wispy bits, your edges, and all of that. It just works so, so beautifully. You can use anything you want. You can use a craft blade or scissors, whatever works best for you. Cuticle cutters are it for me. And yeah, now it's a case of removing the items that we've made a mold of. Now, this skull was a bit dodgy. I didn't realize at this point there was a super fine layer of silicone completely over the skull head. So once you just remove that, it will just pop out. It was really, really simple. But yeah, this, you can see a lot of the silicone seeped in and under the snake. Again, it's just easy. It's an easy fix. The snake isn't buried, so thank goodness. It could have been a lot worse. So just manipulating the cuticle cutter all the way around those edges, just to get rid of that excess silicone. This area here was chunky. Like, there was a solid 1 millimeter of silicone that had seeped under the snake, and I was worried about it briefly, but we got there. It was absolutely fine. I just used the cuticle cutter to go in and around the edge. The best advice I can give you when using the cuticle cutter is to use both hands. Hold one bit of the silicone with your less predominant hand. Hold your cuticle cutter in your predominant hand and simply work your way along the edge. And honestly, you guys know this is new to me. I have been making silicone molds for the past few years, and I've always just used scissors, and I've always made such a mess. But if you are new here, I am very much a made with love, not perfection kind of artist. So if you are genuinely looking for perfection, maybe don't subscribe. You're in the wrong place. But yeah, the cuticle cutter works every time. I want to do a huge shout out to my friend Chippy Doodle Crafts. I mentioned in a video recently where I was laying down foil. Here she is, Chippy Doodle Crafts. Thank you. I was laying down foil that I really need a big, fat, fluffy brush. And Chippy is one of my patrons as well. And Chippy sent me a whole pack of brushes. Guys, you don't have to send me anything. I've never asked for anyone to send me anything, but Chippy, thank you so, so much. She's super generous, and she usually sends treats for our dog George as well, so I massively appreciate you. This brush does an amazing job, and I am currently using these chameleon powders. These are from the Tiny Turner, distributed by Wendy at Toonpish Crafts. Now, if you are interested in these powders, I will put Wendy's details down below. If it's not in your budget to get these powders, then you can try the Let's Resin chameleon powders. Equally, there's a billion chameleon powders out there. Just have a play with chameleon is all I'm asking, because guys, chameleon powders are just life-changing. But these ones, they're intense, like really, really intensely stunning. The color shift on this particular color will blow you away when we see the results. Now, I'm using the silicone mold 24 hours after I made it. That was a lesson I learned again from Wendy at Toonpish Crafts. I never knew, guys. I never knew. I was making my silicone molds and literally using them immediately. But apparently they are better and more solid if you just wait a day before you actually use them. Look at this color shift. This is insane. It's like the murkiest, darkest green and then this stunning, vibrant magenta. Now, I am, for speed, going to be using the polyurethane in black. This is the Polycraft. I bought this recently. You guys know I ran out, but I did buy some more from Denise at I Love Mixed Media. It's super easy, measurable 1-to-1 by volume again. So you just need a cup with lines on the side, numbers on the side. Mix for 30 seconds. No more. No more. Not even 3 seconds more. Mix for 30 seconds. Mix quite vigorously. Mix fast. Scrape the edges and then get it poured. This stuff will cure on you. You cannot mix for a minute. It will heat up in your hand. You'll feel it getting hotter and hotter. So for me, the speed of this is perfect for a project like this because I want to make more than one. and that's why I use it, because it's just easy. Now, if you don't have access to polyurethane, you can of course use your epoxy resin. You can get fast cure epoxy resins now with Let's Resin. They have a 4-hour fast cure resin, which is incredible. So again, all links below. Yeah, this is what we're looking like. I made way too much polyurethane. I know what you're thinking. That's most unlike you, Claire. You usually make exactly what you need. Guys, I was not about to measure the snake. Yes, I could fill it with rice. Yes, I could fill it with water and weigh the water. But also, I could just put another mould to the side and have it ready. Did I do that? No, I forgot. So as I was pouring the polyurethane in the snake, I thought, I've got way too much here. So I quickly grabbed my Finnabair Apothecary Bottles mould and put it all in there, and all was well with the world. This is 30 minutes later. Again, speed. Love it. Look at this, guys. From a gummy. Now, you guys know me. I'm not really a reptilian, dragon-esque, snake-esque person. You don't usually see this sort of stuff on my channel. But look at this. This is unreal. This, to me, has got Wendy's name written all over it. Now, first up, look at this colour shift. It goes from this deep reddish magenta, and when your eyesight gets it from another angle, it is this almost like a toxic green, that kind of waste sign. I know what I've got in my head, that vision, that toxic waste sign is almost neon. Like, it is so beautiful. You've got gold in there. I see brown. Now, put it next to the apothecary bottles that I've just demolded. They are matte. So that was a matte mold. My snake is a shiny mold because it was a gummy. You can see the difference that the chameleon powder has already on a matte mould and a shiny mould. Bear that in mind when you're using chameleon powders, because sometimes even if you're using a super shiny mould, you think, oh, well, I'm using powders, so it's going to be matte. But actually, a shiny mould still has a huge impact on a chameleon. So that's just a little example to show you there. I'm using the second colour now from the Tiny Turner, distributed by Wendy, and I just, hand on heart, guys, much like the ghost tray in the last video, I wanted to make loads. I wanted to just make a ton of snakes. This is definitely the kind of mould that I think could be used over and over and over again, unlike the crocodile. If you saw the summer video, I made the crocodile. I don't think I'll ever use that mould again, because, like, for what? Whereas the snake, like, there are so many possibilities with this. I did exactly the same thing again. I brushed the whole entire snake. I made a lot less polyurethane this time. I poured it all in, mixed for 30 seconds, got it poured, and I barely had any left over. I just had enough left over to pour it into 3 of the little apothecary bottles. I didn't even do the skull on this one. I literally just had, so I was a bit prouder of myself. When you've got a mould, you do get used to how much it takes. Could I have weighed the first snake to work out how much I needed for the second snake? Absolutely, yes, I could have. Did I think of it? Of course not, guys. Of course not. It's me. So this is the second snake and the colour. Wendy, Paula, this is you. This is your colour. That purple is so intense. It is beautiful. Again, there's just something about this. And I'm not even a snaky person. Snaky person. That doesn't sound right. But you know what I mean. I'm not a reptile person at all. You don't see reptiles on my channel. But this colour shift, again, it goes from this greeny pinky to this super deep purple when you're coming at it from a completely different angle. I love the shape of this as well. I'm so happy the way I laid it down. It wasn't exactly the way it was in the packet. Now, again, ideas here. You could demold early with gloves on. Don't wait for it to fully set. Babysit your polyurethane or babysit your epoxy resin. Demold your snake early, and then you can manipulate your snake into any position you want. You could coil it up into a circle and have it so that the head comes in and it's tucked over the tail. You know, that kind of typical coiled up snake. You could manipulate it around the neck of a bottle. Stop it now. You could actually wrap it around your Halloween apothecary jars. You could wrap it around a photo frame. I mean, I could go on, guys, but the list is literally endless. If you just demold it a little bit early so that it's malleable, you can move it and mold it around your form. A candle jar, stop it. I'm looking on my fireplace right now. I've got a candle sitting there. How incredible would it look around a candle jar? However, me personally, if it's epoxy resin, I would worry about that. Like, I would worry about putting epoxy resin anywhere near that level of heat. But a plant pot, oh, you could wrap it around your favorite plant pot. Yeah, I did say I'm going to stop, and I promise I'm going to stop. But I absolutely love this one, and it's taken me by surprise because A, I'm glad it worked out. B, the silicone did an amazing job. All of it did an amazing job. The chameleon powder is a wow. The gummy itself, I probably should have taken a second mould, but I can always do that from a resin one that I make. I have thrown the gummy away. You never want to eat a gummy if you've used it for absolutely any other purpose. So the gummy has been thrown away. Goodbye, RIP snake. But guys, the possibilities with this one. Let me know other ideas in the comment section, because if anyone else wants to make a resin snake, it doesn't have to be from a gummy. In the comments down below, what would you use? You could make 10 of these and put it in one of those giant tabletop molds for your friends who, you know, have snakes. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this as much as I have. I wish I could have made it a longer video and made them in every colour possible. Used all of the techniques, used the foils, used, I don't know, polyurethane techniques. So many techniques you could use as well. I will stop talking now. I hope you've enjoyed. I appreciate you all very, very much. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.